Hello, my name is Dr. Laurie Marbas, and I'm a board certified family and lifestyle medicine physician. And today I wanted to share my physician's journey from becoming a doctor, which I thought was my final destination, to my true destination as a healer. So I always knew that I wanted to be a doctor, right? That decision hit me like a lightning bolt, really, when I was just 10 years old. And I was sitting in a hospital waiting room. And my little sister, who was just 4 years old at the time, had always been really sick, fevers, crying, and no energy. Then she had surgery and suddenly she transformed, right? She went from being sickly to thriving. And I knew in that moment that I wanted to really help people get well. I wanted to see transformation. I really wanted to be a healer. But the path to being a doctor wasn't easy, right? I grew up in a home where money was tight, food was scarce, and no one had graduated college, much less medical school. Still, I worked relentlessly. I climbed over every obstacle, and there were many. I wanted to be the kind of doctor who made people feel seen, cared for, and truly healed. But when I finally became a physician, I thought I had reached my dream, right? I followed the protocols I had been trained to follow, the diagnose, prescribe, and repeat, but nothing really didn't feel right. It didn't sit right. So patients would come into my office, and they do every day to other doctors' offices, looking for desperate, right? They're desperate for solutions, and I gave them medicines. Now, some improved temporarily, but many returned with more symptoms, more prescriptions, and more frustration. And deep down, I knew I wasn't truly helping them. I was simply managing their decline. And the transformation I had dreamed of delivering felt really out of reach. And this is where burnout can begin for many doctors. But one day everything changed, right? A single patient cracked open my entire understanding of health. She mentioned one day that meat and dairy upset her stomach. So I suggested she try removing them. When came back a month later, she was absolutely glowing, right? She had better digestion, her energy skyrocketed. But the really cool thing was that her teenage daughter, who had joined her in changing her diet just to support her mom, felt so good that at the age of 16, stopped two of her attention deficit disorder medications all by herself within 30 days. Now, to say I was stunned would be an understatement. Could something as simple as food have this much power? I spent the next, 10, 20 minutes talking to them about exactly what they did. And it dawned on me this was a whole food plant based diet, right? So as soon as that appointment was done, I went on Google and I Googled plant based diet, attention deficit disorder, and I found a book called The China Study. I ordered it and devoured it in 2 days. And to say that was a lot, it was. It's like 400 pages, and it was amazing. Suddenly, everything that I understood and knew about health had shifted, right? So the idea of whole plant-based foods can not only prevent but reverse chronic disease made so much sense. That day, well, actually, it was a few weeks later, I went plant-based, my husband went plant-based, my teenagers at home went plant-based, and this was 13 years ago. I started sharing this with my patients, right? And I saw transformations I had only dreamed of before. For example, I had a type 2 diabetic patient who was on 60 units of insulin. She had shifted her diet to a plant based diet. And within a few days of adopting this, she called me back. She was shaky and nervous. And we had to adjust her medication. And within 72 hours, she was completely insulin free. She did not require medication just because she chose the prescription of food over medicine. Like she chose to trust what I said and use food as medicine. It was incredible. I had finally found what I had been searching for, right? The power to create true healing. Now, this is where it gets interesting. At first, I thought simply just telling people to eat plants would solve everything, right? But I quickly realized that healing wasn't that simple. So some patients struggled, maybe they felt hungry or tired, but others couldn't stay consistent, right? They'd slip back into old habits. And I realized that knowledge alone was not enough. People needed a system, a framework, a way to rewire their daily choices so that health would become effortless. I had spent years prescribing medications. Now I needed to become something more. I needed to teach people how to heal their habits. Now, through this journey, I realized something profound. Healing is not just about food, it's about habits. Now, healing isn't one giant change, right? It's a series of micro shifts, small choices that build momentum, creating the macro habits that define our health and our lives. So I started looking deeper, not just at what my patients were eating, but why they made certain choices. I studied human behavior, habit formation, and the psychology of change. I saw the patterns so clearly. Most people didn't fail because they lacked motivation. They failed because their habits were not designed for success. And that's when everything clicked, right? I wasn't just a doctor anymore. I was an architect of health, guiding people to design the habits that would allow them to heal. And in that transformation, I found my true calling. Now, my mission is to help others unlock the healing through the power of habits. It's no longer just about what we do, it's about how to make healing automatic, sustainable, and life changing. And so that is why I created the Habit Healer Manifesto. Now, our mantra is you are one healing habit away. So here's the manifesto. I am a habit healer. I choose to heal, to grow, and transform. Healing begins with one small habit, one micro shift that leads to mastery. Each choice I make builds momentum, shaping the macro habits that define my life. I heal unhelpful habits, not through willpower, but through awareness and intention. I create healing habits that nourish my body, mind, and spirit. This is not just about me. My healing ripples outward. As I thrive, so do my relationships, my community, and the world around me. Healing is a journey, it is not just a destination. And I am always one healing habit away. So, my name is Dr. Laurie Marbas, and I am a habit healer. I'd like to invite you to join this journey and click the subscribe button because there's going to be more of this. There's some good stuff coming, and I can't wait to share your healing journey with our audience here. Thanks for watching.